Hello all. Today is my day to have a video, and I thought that I would give you what you wanted. One of my most frequently asked questions is, "Hey, you're writing a book. What's it about?" Well, like they want me to be able to sum it up in like a few sentences. No, you gotta look at the stuff on like the back of the book. If you're willing to read that, then okay. But I'm gonna give you like a quick plot summary and some character descriptions right now, because I have a working title right now. I'm not going to tell you because, it's the interwebs and stuff. I will be using a pen name even though I'm on YouTube, but it's more for story purposes than for my own identity. So the main character of my novel's name is Hifwi. That's a name that I created when I was in 8th grade. And a lot of people say, hey, you should choose a name, that has meaning behind it and everything. And that's true. Like, I will be doing that in my future novels. And any other characters that I incorporate, I usually try to give them their name's meaning. But there's actually a purpose to my madness other than pure nostalgia. Because my books are crazy. So, the book starts off with Hifwi. He's a prince of his nation, the country of Dornug. And so he wants to, be a prince, be his normal self. But then there's this other rival country. They're actually separated by a very small piece of land that, belongs to another country. This rival country, Quagiskar, has achieved means to try and take over the known world. So Hifwi is tasked with going with some people that his father, his stepdad, the king, gives to him, and they have to split up into a group of 3, and they have to go find these 3 mystical swords that can combat this force. That was how it originally started. But in this second draft that I'm writing right now, which I started last October, I included another main character because I thought that he was very important. And he's the second protagonist. Hifwi is the first, and this other character, Drirkin, is the second. Drirkin is actually the son of the main antagonist of the first book. So I felt that it would give a really good, eye point or point of view from the villain side, even though Drirkin has a good heart. So that's basically the main synopsis. But I'm going to go into a little bit of further detail because I'm very passionate about all of these books. So, these books will be, 5. There will be 5 books in this series, and so I'll have pretty good arc. So in the first book, it's the whole, gather all these things. The second book is a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to really go into much detail on that because I want you to read it, but the second book is a lot more dark. Like, if you thought the first one was dark, the second one's going to be more dark. Like, I'm actually going to start killing off characters that are integral to the plot. And then the third book gets progressively dark. The fourth book sets into motion tons of stuff. Like, if the fourth book didn't happen, craziness would ensue. And the fifth book is kind of the whole, wrapping together. You fight the actual villain who isn't introduced until like the third book, and all that stuff. And so then I'm going to have a spin-off series. Not going to tell you why, because I want you to read the books and to think about things. But the spin-off series will hopefully be 5 books. It could possibly be 3, but I just haven't really decided. Like, I haven't had much time to really think about that. Like, I know what's going to happen, though. And so the whole premise behind these books is that there's this overarching character whose nickname is Black Bean. That's just the weird name that he decides to go by. And he puts basically all of these books into motion. And his power is unmatched by anyone in the first book. He's crazy powerful. And so he has created all of these different timelines, basically, for unknown purposes. We don't know if Black Bean's a good guy or if he's a bad guy, but there'll be a lot of other books that I'm writing that are unrelated to Hifwi, and people won't necessarily understand for a while, but there'll be some subtle and some very blatant hints about what's happening, and then there will be one final book that will tie it all together. That is what I'm really hoping for. And then there just comes to the question, what am I going to do after this? Well, I have some realistic fiction novels that I'm going to be doing. Some of you might have heard about my idea for the book Saxton High. It's a really promising novel. And then, um, and then I'm slowly thinking about other universes that I can try to create that will be completely unrelated to Hifwee's entire universe. Because to give you a scope of how many books and how crazy the whole thing will be, there'll be about 21 books, probably, spanning close to 8,000 years. So just try wrapping your mind around that. And then the last book where everybody's gathered together, um, it's not going to be gimmicky. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to throw this out there to make more money. No, it's like I'm setting all this up so that it can happen. Like, I've been putting a lot of thought into this. I'm a freshman in college, and I've been thinking about this since 8th grade. So, lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Now, when I tell people this, I get a few different reactions. I get, wow, that's really ambitious, Nathan. Yes, it is. But hopefully it'll all go as planned. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, that's the risk I run. You know, I run. But here's the other thing. A lot of people always say, wow, remind me not to read your books until they're all done, all 21. No, 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 no. That's the thing that I'm trying to do. You can read these as a standalone book. Like the first 5 Hifley books, you could just read them, and that could be it. There'll be a lot of unanswered questions, yes, but you can do that. And there'll be a few other series that I'm going to try and do, or not series, but like there's a trilogy in the works that I wrote like the first book, and then now that I know what I'm going to do with it, I have to rewrite all of that. But yeah, don't don't get daunted by the fact that there's going to be 21 books. Each of them will be their own standalone novel, but they'll all tie in to each other. That's the beauty of it. Like, there will be references to other books, and you don't have to know them to appreciate the story. I'll give you enough information. You know, it's kind of like going to see like a Marvel movie, like of the first phase. Like, you don't have to know all of it to appreciate it. But if you do know all of it, it just, it's like a little cherry on top. Boop, here you go. Thanks for watching all the other movies. That's what I'm trying to do. But then the last book that ties everything together, like if you don't understand all the other books, or if you haven't read them, then you're going to be lost. That's the only thing. And that's one book out of all of them. You don't have to read that one. But I encourage it because it's going to be awesome. Because I have plans of stuff. Yeah. Seriously though, I could just go on a rant on this forever. I'm so passionate about all of these books. They're so wonderful. Like, I have so many ideas. I know exactly how each one is going to tie into each other, but that's the thing. Like, I know the bones. That's all I know. I don't like I'm creating something, guys. That's the thing. Like, I was just writing the other day, and I was like, oh, hey, like, Hifley and his friend Qualtz, like, they have to go into this place to get some, more supplies. And then they go in there, and I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if they meet they're meeting a girl, they're doing all this stuff. Like, I didn't even think of that it was going to happen, and then it just did, and I had to tie it all together. Like, that was just what happened. And then sometimes I just leave things open-ended. Like, I'm like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't. Like, it's a great idea, though. Maybe I can use this for a later time, which I did. I had this whole crazy, awesome thing because when I first wrote the books, I didn't give a lot of character description. That was my problem. Like, a lot of my characters just didn't have backstory. They were hollow. Now I'm fleshing all of that out. And all these characters are their unique self. They all have feelings, and they all have reasons for what they do. That's the beauty of being a writer. Seriously, guys, I could go on and talk for this forever, but I realize I only have a finite amount of space and I'm allowed to talk for 1 week. So I really hope that you guys took a lot away from this and that you like it, and woo. So if you guys have any other questions, that's fine. Any suggestions for future videos, specific characters, specific novels that you want me to talk about, I have a lot of them. Hopefully I can maybe remember to list them on a page or something. I don't know. But yeah. And then I think next week I'm going to try and do my top 5 favorite books and why. I was asked that a while ago by Brooke, and I haven't gotten around to that yet. So I love all your faces. Have a great day. See you later. Also, due to what has been listed in the video titled Rules and Regulations, I have already posted a video this week that is under 7 minutes long, so this video does not qualify me for a punishment video. Good day.